cloud brightening could have unintended effects in a warming world. New research shows that though marine cloud brightening holds potential to temporarily reduce heat stress regionally, the technique has unpredictable and far-reaching outcomes. Hello friends, Jim here. Well, here we go again, huh? A new study modeled the far-reaching outcomes of marine cloud brightening off the coast of California, seen here in June of 2020. Marine cloud brightening is a geoengineering technique aimed at combating the effects of climate change. It involves spraying aerosols, such as sea salt particles, into clouds over oceans. These brightened clouds reflect more radiation back into space, allowing Earth to cool. A new study in Nature Climate Change focused on the west coast of the United States found that though marine cloud brightening, or MCB, could bring some relief from summer heat exposure, its effectiveness diminishes under warmer temperature regimes. Oops. And we know things are warming up. The authors used the Community Earth System Model version 2 to simulate MCB in two places, off the coast of California and the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. The decision to model these places was driven by the fact that they routinely experience heat waves. Researchers simulated present-day conditions as well as those of a mid-century warming forecast for around 2050. They found that the MCB under present conditions resulted in reduced summer heat stress across both California and the Aleutians. But the 2050 simulations did not predict any cooling in the targeted regions, and in other regions actually resulted in exacerbated heat stress in hotter summers than predicted to otherwise occur under global warming, according to the researchers. Regions affected by the MCB during simulated mid-century warming in California and Alaska included northeastern Asia, Europe, and central United States. Far-reaching outcomes. These results demonstrate how unintuitive marine cloud brightening can be because the desired impacts, which are the seemingly logical impacts, may not be the only impact, said Jessica Wan, first author of the study and a PhD student at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Govindasamy Bala, a professor at the Center for Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences, Indian Institute of Science, also noted the unpredictable and far-reaching outcomes of MCB in a changing climate. Changes to atmospheric and ocean circulation patterns, as well as factors as cloudiness, he said, made the side effects of MCB difficult to predict. Because of these changes in the base climate, unintended consequences are likely. Now, how many times have you heard me say this about geoengineering schemes? There are unknown parameters, unknown interactions, unintended interactions, unanticipated consequences and results. It's just too complicated a system. It's not that you think you're going to tweak one little thing here, everything's going to be fine. Remember, humans have been conducting a huge geoengineering experiment for nearly 3 centuries. And we have the results that we have now. And anyone who thinks that this can be reversed in 1 to 2 decades, well, all I can say is please share with us whatever foliage you are smoking, because we could all certainly use a hit or 3. Bala, who is not involved in the new study, also noted that MCB could result in changes to phenomena as varied as, this is serious, marine plankton productivity, as well as, in his case, because he's from the Indian Institute there, the timing and intensity of the Indian monsoon. So what are the limits of the regional modeling? Some atmospheric scientists encourage a nuanced approach when interpreting regional studies such as this one. Haruki Hirasawa, a postdoctoral fellow in the Department of Atmospheric and Climate Science at the University of Washington, who was not involved in the study, said the climate effect of regional MCB depends strongly on the location of the intervention, as evidenced in a 2009 study by researchers at Exeter University. I would caution against generalizing these results. Fair enough. Hirasawa also added that simulated responses of AMOC to MCB under warming regimes are diverse and often non-linear. In other words, not a good predictor. AMOC is one of the most important transport pathways for ocean temperature and salinity circulate from the poles to the equator. In the new study, the loss of effectiveness of MCB is primarily due to AMOC responses. And because there are uncertainties associated with modeled AMOC responses, Hirasawa said he would be wary of assuming that regional MCB will diminish in efficacy in a warmer world. Another limitation of the new study is the historic lack of data from the global south, said Robert Wood, a professor in the Department of Atmospheric and Climate Science, University of Washington, also not involved. Wood explained that historically research in the MCB space has been very limited to a small community of elite senior scientists in the wealthiest nations with access to resources. Ooh, that's a bit of a zinger. Developing nations, which are often more vulnerable to climate change, have resource constraints, therefore have a limited ability to project and analyze climate impacts for their regions. We need to build modeling protocols and capacity that allows for data sharing from promote data use in the global south. So, why is this even being done in the first place? Because we have atmospheric scientists who are concerned with the reduction in aerosols from lower sulfur content in shipping diesel fuel. They're saying that, more sunlight energy is reaching through and warming the atmosphere and warming the oceans. Well, any warming ocean be a very couple upper meters, right, typically. And so they want to do this cloud brightening bit to offset that. But like anything else, you start messing with processes that you fully don't understand, you're going to get unintended consequences. Look at the iron seeding experiments that really did not pan out very well. I think they did this several times, and I think the best result was they saw a slight increase in productivity, but nothing that was significant. Nothing that was said, we're onto something here. Right? They said nothing to write home about. And all the others were complete whopping failures. So this is yet another situation of geoengineering schemes not really producing the intended results and having unintended results occur. You got to be careful of this stuff here. Those of you who follow me know that I think geoengineering schemes are really a waste of time. They're not going to, as I said, you're not going to undo 3 centuries of what's been going on in a couple of mere decades. Sorry, ain't going to happen. Too many things are locked in. So I thought this is interesting, and I wanted to share this with you. Hope you found this informative. Thank you for your time. We'll talk soon.